Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. Today, Friday, June 16th, you have tuned into the NFT Morning Show. If it is your first time listening, we run this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, each and every week, where we discuss all things NFTs, crypto, technology, entertainment, gaming, finance, and just about everything in between. I'm your host, Pio, here with the co-host of the year. He won the award. He's back from the licensing conference in Vegas. I don't know how we ever got on without him. The one and only Nifty Nick told me he stayed away from the cheesecake in Vegas. I love to hear it. He's back. He's healthy. He's ready to rock and roll. Of course, we have Signal, coder turned content creator, the host of the Artist Spotlight series at the Nifty, the weather reporter extraordinaire in residence at our shop. Couldn't do the show without her. Absolutely love having Signal on the show. Easy, the dog behind bodegas, the host of GM Market Talk, day trader extraordinaire. Check him out for daily takes on what's going on in the NFT and crypto markets. Spencer of Institutional Fund, Spencer Ventures, representing for institutional capital in the NFT space. Can't wait to hear what it was like being in person at the Sotherbys auction yesterday of the Goose, among other quote-unquote grail NFT assets. Clemente, producer extraordinaire, the man behind the scenes. I think he needs to get his Twitter account on stage, of course. And then last but not least, we have Bunny. Bunny, your bio just says, in all capitals, do you know how much the Goose sold for?
I hadn't seen anybody tweet about it yet, PO, so I don't know if you caught it.
I did hear. I feel like no one really knew much about it. What do you make of the sale, Bunny?
$1 million in fees is ridiculous. There's a $5.5 million purchase. There's another $1 million for him in fees. That seems.
I was going to say that when you guys were doing the show yesterday, I was like, is this inclusive or excluding fees? The amount that you all were mentioning. I'm surprised that it went that high with the fees. And that's the thing I was going to have you ask the secret person that DM'd you yesterday with their estimate. It basically hit exactly their estimate.
Who could have possibly seen that coming? Wow. Who would have? How could they have possibly known?
Would you look at that?
Were they the one that won?
No. Punk 65291.
And he would never talk to us under any circumstances ever. So he's not the guy secretly DMing us. Unless the guy secretly DMing us is also him.
With them.
You DM with Punk 6529?
Yeah.
You actually respond to somebody via DMs?
When is the last time you DM'd with Punk 6529?
Dude, it's
2021.
Like every week, baby.
That is a serious question. I'd love to know if you go to your DMs when the last time you guys exchanged messages. You've never DM'd him.
No, I did. And you were right.
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah, so I can see the DMs here. Hello, hey, and then he blocked me. Interesting.
No, in 2021, in August, I said interview, and he said, not yet, too early to dox myself. And I was like, I'd be down to do it with a voice modulator. He said, try me again in a month or two. I said, do you have any apes? I was asking him about Bored Apes, August 2021. He said, I have one, wish I had more. He said, and I said, I was wondering what his feedback was on hodling, and he said, hodl. And I said, do you have a price? And he said, if you can live with the zero, then go for Valhalla.
Well, he gave you good advice. It sounds like 2021 was just such a golden year for Nick. Love to hear that you and 6529 had that dialogue. I'm sure you had more dialogue ahead of this sale.
He said, let's chat again. I love everything about you. When I bought the Punk, he said, wow, congratulations. You're a rock star. And then he said, yesterday, he said, I need some comfort. Can you come hold me?
Oh, wow. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming right after the sale. That is funny that you point out, though, that, our little source knew exactly how much it was going to sell for. It just shows that this world is the whole fine art world, whether it's NFTs or not, it's just so small and everybody knows what's going on. I mean, when you really think about it, there's only so many entities that are controlling it. Spencer, how was the experience of being there in person at Sotherbys?
You know what? It was actually pretty awesome. It was pretty crazy. And shout out to Sotherbys. They did a really good job with this sale. Like, I think there was one of the reasons I was there, I was just curious, kind of see how this all played out. There's a few items I was bidding on, but also I was like, okay, like, are they bringing in new capital? Like, who's in this room? Does anyone care? I also, I've heard people say in the past that Christie's usually runs a tighter show, and I've been to more Christie's auctions. They do a good job, but this Sotheby's auction was run at equal caliber to what a Christie's auction would be. And so it was really good. The room was packed. It was standing room only. There was 3 rows of people standing in the back behind the seats. And there's a lot of energy too. So the Goose was the 3rd lot, right? So it went, and I think, it went higher than people were expecting. I know, maybe you guys had the crystal ball, but
we were just told by somebody.
When everyone knew it was going to go for a lot, right? So when you KYC to bid at this, there's actually an additional level of KYC you needed to do to bid on the Goose. And so you'd be above and beyond what you do for a normal Sotheby's paddle, right? You need to get an extra KYC. And when I was doing that with them, because I was if it goes, I was I really don't think I'm the buyer of this, but if it goes under $1 million, maybe I'm the buyer, right? Which never was going to, but so I KYC to do that, and they're like, yeah, you don't really bother if you're not planning to bid 3 mil or more. So it sounded like they knew there was at least a 3 mil bid ahead of time.
They said go home. They said go home, Spencer.
Get your money up, not your funny up, Spencer.
So Spencer, you just showed on the YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just listening, Spencer actually held up a physical paddle. Looks like he was number 314 at Sotheby's. That's very cool. Did you raise that paddle during the?
I did.
Wow.
So I bid on 2 items. And it was funny. I actually had people DM me who apparently there's a live stream, so you could see who was doing there. Are you bidding on that? Yeah. So I was. I bid on the full spectrum Chromie Squiggle, and I bid on the black and white Fidenza. I did not win either.
What did those sell for?
The full spectrum Squiggle sold for $625,000 after fees. The black and white Fidenza sold somewhere $500,000. I think
that feels cheap for that Fidenza.
It's always been interesting to me, the relative price of Grail Squiggles versus Grail Fidenzas. I think Grail Fidenzas don't have as high a markup on floor, but there's only 20 full spectrum Squiggles. So I would say one of the things that a lot of people were commenting was most of the stuff from this auction, it sold for $500,000 before fees, so 622. Was after the Goose sold, there was just really high energy, and I think a lot of things went for higher than people kind of expected because people were just really excited. Which is awesome to hear. That's what you want to have happen. That's what the point of having Sotheby's here. The point of this not being an open sea auction or something is that Sotheby's is supposed to whip people into a frenzy, get new capital that maybe isn't traditionally NFT buying, and get them involved, right? And this is the thing with the Goose auction too, is there were 4 bidders bidding back and forth that got it to 5.4 million. We know that Punk 6529 won. It's my understanding that the other 3 bidders were not crypto people.
Beautiful.
And so that's what we want to see. It's actually Punk 6529 is awesome. What he does to this space is awesome. It's unfortunate that one of the non-crypto people didn't win this one.
Yeah.
Because because Punk 6529 is LPA mandated to put his money into NFTs, whereas these other people aren't. So that liquidity was coming to us anyway. But I'm pretty excited about it, and it was it's also, I think, a testament to the group that put together the Starry Nights Capital portfolio in the first place, is that they built an NFT portfolio that lasted 2 years at least, right? This is that was $11 million auction yesterday, and that was only a small portion of their portfolio, right? And so this is I see this as a success case of a number of different things. I think that was the atmosphere in the room yesterday, was basically whatever happened after the Goose sold for so high, everyone was just so happy in the room that like it was really good vibes. Everyone was really excited. A lot of people were there, and I think there was also a discussion too I had with a couple of other people where I think there were a few people who had a thesis that the provenance of this Sotheby's auction with the Goose, right? Like every piece that was in that auction, you could go and say, hey, this was in the auction
In the
alongside
Goose
the Goose.
Yeah.
For the 3AC, they was in the 3AC portfolio alongside that. And like, you know, with what Starry Night is, it was always not obvious to me that provenance of that portfolio would be positive, right? Like a historic rug, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, Three Arrows Capital and
Three Arrows Capital.
Dude, people love fucking criminal houses and stuff like that. Like rich people love, and they like hanging out with criminals. Like I feel like socialites, you're either like wildly successful or you're wildly criminal. Like I think those two things are like two acceptable places to be. Sorry, Spencer, what were we gonna say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that like I think the thing though too is like the fraud within 3AC happened in the coin portfolio. Actually, right. Like the NFT portfolio is the part that didn't have fraud. And so like there were people like who were there who were the original curators of that fund. And so it was interesting to watch them watch their own buys get auctioned. And I saw a couple of the people who I know who were the buyers who like deployed that fund, who had big smiles on their face the whole time, because like at the end of the day, this actually got a lot of money back for creditors to 3AC, like probably more than they're getting from the other side
anywhere
of what
else.
went on. Yeah, like of all the assets 3AC held, the like JPEG portfolio is actually like one of the more recoverable ones. And so it was pretty awesome to see kind of that part of it.
Well, yeah, and Clemente has tweets pulled up by Vince Van Doe. Vince Van Doe is the public-facing curator of Starry Night Capital.
Can you zoom in a little more, Clemente?
Big rare Pepe guy, but obviously saw what was coming with some of these other assets that they bought in that portfolio. I'm fascinated by the Fidenza only going for $500,000, because my understanding is that there's very few black and white Fidenzas. I guess there's 26 out of the 1,000. I could be wrong about that number, but it looks like on OpenSea.
There were 2 in the auction, actually.
Wow. Okay. Damn. Wow.
Yeah.
Spencer, did the auctioneer have an accent? Because I feel like no matter what, the auctioneer always has like an English accent or like a New Zealand accent or something. You know, like when are you going to get an American auctioneer at one of these things?
No, dude, you're missing the point. It's supposed to be a posh experience. And the American accent is not posh enough. It's not posh enough
Right.
for TV.
Right.
News anchors don't speak with American accents. It's not posh enough for truly like the elevated experience. You walked into the room, they handed you champagne like as you were walking in, which I didn't take because I needed a clear mind for my bidding.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You know, like you walked in, the seats were coated in velvet. They actually, it's one of my favorite parts too. Each seat had a little like gift bag, like a tote that had one of the prints out, and they right-click saved the Goose. And distributed Goose postcards to everyone who sat down. So, you know, someone paid 5.4 mil. I got it for free.
You got it for free. I did see that 6529 tweeted out just an image of the Goose, and it got obviously crazy Twitter engagement. And Farouk responded and said, "Joke's on you. I just screenshotted it," or something like that. I thought it was like a pretty damn, funny comment. Anyway, all right. Well, look, we've already had a little bit of a discussion on yesterday's auction. Nick, go ahead.
Real quick, so I saw Clemente already tweeted out the NFT today. We're not going to get to test whether or not the site will crash, which is what I was really excited to observe. Will this site go down? Well, it's not going down today because of the format of the drop. So you're going to have to wait till Monday to see if it goes down again, which is disappointing for me because I pushed a number of fixes yesterday. After that, while I was on the plane, I was like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. And let's be honest, I mean, the site technically worked. Like, I mean, the site, it got the task done, just not in the way that one would have desired, right? Like, you don't want the site to just be inaccessible for the majority of people. but that doesn't mean that it's not working, right?
People enjoyed the crash, Nick. You don't need to explain it. People like literally enjoy the crash. That's
the
what
definition of working is one which is variable for a lot of people. And so when I think about yesterday, did it live up to my own standards? No, but was it working? Yeah. Like
people like the crash. People like the crash 100%. No, I'm serious. They love it. So today we're going to discuss the blockbuster Sotheby's Grail auction.
We didn't finish the drop. The drop is active right now. Like Clemente already opened it up. So I just wanted people to understand that.
Yeah, I have the whole structure of the show.
Oh,
with the copy and all that. There's a show happening here, buddy.
I just didn't see if it wasn't enough. I just don't like that. I don't like that he tweeted it before we say it on the show. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, it feels like
I'm trying to run the show and I have the copy that I have to read. Anyway, so today we're going to discuss the blockbuster Sotheby's Grail auction. We already kind of touched on it, what it means for the broader digital asset space, the announcement of a burn mechanism for CryptoPunk holders to receive allow list for the hottest. I'm going to go ahead and call it the hottest. Clemente said it was hot. I'm going to say the hottest Ordinals auction, and the on-chain monkey Ordinals collection that's coming out of the gate, also hot on Ordinals. The Ordinals heat is not stopping. But check it out. This show today is brought to you by Bodoggos. You've heard us talk about it a number of times. So for the last day of Bodogmas, which is today, we're changing things up a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. We are changing them up. That's what you got to do. We got to keep you on your toes. At the end of today's show, we're actually going to do a live trivia session. This is something I don't believe we've ever done on this show before. So if you answer the questions correctly, then you'll actually win a VIP ticket. So I'm sure a lot of you have been looking for an opportunity to win a VIP ticket. If you can answer some really easy trivia questions, then you're going to be able to get that VIP ticket, which grants you allow list 1, which is a guaranteed Bodoggos mint. The trivia questions will vary, but if you are a longtime listener of the show, I think you're going to be all right. So if you want to participate, request to join the stage at around 9:50 a.m. Eastern. That's in about a half hour, a little bit less than a half hour. And we're going to start letting people up to play the game. We're also going to be picking winners that answer correctly first in the comments on the YouTube stream. Okay, so I know the YouTube stream folks that like to comment will enjoy this. Okay, and then also in the Discord holders chat, right? So it's really easy to tell who answers first. There's timestamps. We can see who brings in the first response. So those of you that are really quick on the keyboard will be able to get to it. Okay, so if you want to participate, if you can't get on stage, you can do it on the YouTube live stream chat or in the holders Discord channel. In the meantime, for today's free NFT, we have reopened the mint window for comic number 1. A lot of you probably remember back in April, we dropped the animation for comic number 1. Clemente has it pulled up on the YouTube stream right now. So if you didn't get a chance to claim this, if you weren't a listener of the show at that time, if you weren't participating on the free NFT platform, you can actually go and claim it right now at thenifty.com with the password doglist1. That's DOGLIST1. So that's live right now. And as a reminder, 200 people that collect the entire comic series will receive Doglist1, granting them a guaranteed Bodoggos mint. So that's another way that you can actually win allow list for Bodoggos, is to collect these comics. Start today. Collect it today. Go to thenifty.com/claim. Put in the password Doglist1. That's comic number 1. There's going to be more comics for you to claim, and 200 people that do that whole circuit of claiming will win allow list. Lastly, just don't forget, we have a snapshot on Monday evening, Monday at midnight Eastern time, for portal holders for their pre-sale spot for Bodoggos. So check out the pinned tweets for details. We got all the tweets pinned over here in the show. And all the info is right there. So Kix could not be here today. Signal, would you be able to run the weather report today? Is that possible?
Absolutely, Roger, sir. And do you know something?
Sorry, Nick had one thing. Go ahead, Nick.
Well, you didn't finish you just dropped some alpha. You're like, this is the first comic. You're telling me there's more comics is the first thing that you're saying, which is ridiculous. And then there may be some things that come out of collecting that beyond just an allow list in the future. Although that's not a guarantee, but it's sort of a vibe that I'm feeling. So there's more of that that's going down. But you can't crash the site today. There's no chance of that happening. So have at it. You know?
Weather report over to Sig.
Yo, and Pierre, what I was saying, you know how you always say that the NFT space favors cartoon animal PFPs over anything? It turns out that the fine art sector is exactly the same. It was a cartoon animal Goose, and it went for 5.4 million. So, you know, fine art not immune. Anyway, everyone, GM, let's see what's been going on Friday, the 16th of June. You got total market volume coming in at 36 million. Blur taking that majority at 23.4 million, while OpenSea just shy of 5. You got Apes holding 44, which is quite incredible. Mutants at 8.9, ouch, and Punks at 50.9. You got Azuki holding 16.6, D-Gods at 9.2, Capson just keeps on sliding and holding at 8.6, and Pudgy's at 4.1. Over the past 24 hours, we have talked extensively about the Goose. We know it's been sold to Punk 6529 Capital for 6.2 million, including that buyer's premium. It is the second highest generative art sale of all time and the highest ever art block sale. Over to the big boys in finance. BlackRock is increasing its exposure to Bitcoin by buying more MicroStrategy stocks. And there are rumors circulating on Twitter that the fund is test minting BRC20 tokens offline. We'll find out if that is even true. Over on the art sector again, Ferocious, who recently announced his sneaker collaboration with Adidas, has had his collection featured in a 30-second Google Pixel 7a advert. That is the famous Google Pixel phone. The sneakers are coming out later this summer, and they're going to be at a mint price of 0.2 ETH. And lastly, over on Ordinals, OK Bears have announced that the bears will be inscribed onto Block 9 sats, which were minted by Bitcoin's creator Nakamoto 5 days after the Genesis blocks, and the bears are up to 55 Sol. Over to crypto, BTC holding nicely at 25.5, ETH at 1.6, Sol at 14.7, ouch, and Ape at 2. We're seeing some of the alt sell-off while the majors holding nicely, not too much of a bleed. It is back to you, folks.
Fantastic weather report as usual, Signal. Some other updates from the Nifty Daily Digest. That is the newsletter published from the nifty.com. If you have an account to claim the free NFTs, then you already have the newsletter. If you don't, go and do it so you can claim the free NFTs, including today's. Go to the nifty.com/claim, put in the password doglist1. This is going to be your starting point to get a Bodoggos allow list. Anyway, Proof is launching Foundry, which is a physical space in Los Angeles this summer. This is going to serve as a hub for community connection and artist showcases featuring new art releases and an artist residency program over a 6-month period. That feels like something that makes sense for Proof for sure. Clemente has a video that they've dropped here. Looks like it's doing pretty well, 140 or 131,000 impressions on Twitter. Will be interesting to see what comes out of this physical space in Los Angeles. Oh, look at that. Pretty cool. It's like a loft space. Very, very creative. Looks great. Last update, Ordinal Maxi Biz, a prominent, dare I say the most prominent Bitcoin Ordinals collection, and by our pal, our friend of the show, ZK Shark, announced a burn mechanism allowing CryptoPunk holders to exchange their punks, to burn their punks in exchange for an Ordinal Maxi Biz allow list. Nick, are you going to be burning your punk, amigo?
Do it, coward.
I can't believe we're giving coverage to this bullshit, dude. This is just, look, shout out to ZK, but like, does anyone care? Like,
people
Someone's
care.
going to burn a punk.
But so who do you think is going to actually do it?
There's a few groups crowdsourcing it, so I think one of them will be the one that actually does it. Like, you'll end up doing that. But I do think somebody ends up burning a punk.
The problem is what do I get in exchange for it?
An allow list, bro.
Allow list.
For what?
Exactly.
For Ordinal Maxi Biz, the most highly anticipated project on Bitcoin Ordinals.
I thought it already dropped.
He's dropping more.
Oh, okay. So
he's dropping more. What else are you going to do, Nick?
We already started with it.
It's another 2,000 of them. Don't worry. We're not diluting supply. Burn a punk. Burn a punk.
I'm not burning a punk. That's just not.
Dude,
happening.
you used to be fun.
Wait. But the floor on these is 3.14 Bitcoin.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's actually like
Pretty
much closer to the price of a punk than I would have guessed.
Yes. It's like your like net It's not terribly net positive. It's like 11 grand less, but you get something.
I mean,
Yeah, 11 grand, but it's on a rare sat, right? So.
Yeah, it's a really rare stat. That's the thing. Like semantics matter here, you know.
So
Semantics matter.
Semantics matter here. That's the new verbiage. Semantics.
I have so much fun when we have fun with this. Rocky, can you respond in the chat? Do you have an Ordinal Maxi Biz? Because if you do, congratulations, amigo. That's incredible. But real quick,
I'm so sorry.
The PFP sure looks like it.
also, isn't the price going to go down once you increase the supply?
Stop. You just don't get it.
It's not a big supply increase, Nick, is the thing. And honestly, this stuff's kind of only getting started. So the funny thing.
Oh, I was just going to say, there's no impermanent loss on the Bitcoin chain, Nick. Don't you know?
Well, the funny thing is basically let's say you talk about, or if you ever made fun of Bitcoin, for example, a Bitcoin maximalist would be just so damn furious, right? And then the audience for ordinals and stuff, they are kind of in response to Bitcoin maximalists, right? That's the sort of counterculture on Bitcoin, right? So then you bring up ordinals. If you make fun of rare sats, then that audience is going to get really mad at you. So I wouldn't be surprised if our rare sat commentary and the stuff from Bunny gets clipped and becomes a rallying cry for the folks that are on that side of the shop. Anyway, reminder, ladies and gentlemen, to go to the nifty.com, connect your ETH and Soul wallet. We have our resident dev extraordinaire, the head of the CTO of the Nifty, if you will, Nick O'Neill, back in his seat. So any technical issues will be resolved, I'm sure. Lickety split.
Well, there aren't any.
Exactly. There you go.
There never was, actually.
Exactly. He's a code wizard, ladies and gentlemen. Bunny, you have your hand raised. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, Bunny, was there a comment you wanted to bring out?
So the speculation is that the new ones are going to be on block 9 sats, and this is the oldest possible sats to inscribe on. And I know what you're thinking. There's a quadrillion of them, literally, but only 200 billion, Nick, are not on dead wallets, right? So these are pretty fucking rare.
But it's also the fact, dude, you have OK Bears now launching on Block 9. You have a few other projects doing it. At first, everyone speculated it was just Nullish and ZK who had these blocks. Turns out that's not the case. Turns out there's a few other people who have these. So it's just currently diluting that. I think it's also, dude, they inscribed 2,000 of these green-eyed ones, which is a 20x increase on supply from where it exists right now.
I mean, look.
I was gonna say, but it also depends how much you bought your punk for, because if you saw Seed Phrase, he was giving away punks for Wolf Game assets. Sometimes these trades can go in the right way if you're early to Wolf Game and you bought punks really early. It's just all upside. But then other people have swapped up. No, we had the guy who swapped the Fidenza for the mutant collar, and it's just which side of this trade are you on? Are you Seed Phrase or are you a mutant collar? And so your buying price on the punk really depends whether it's worth burning it and what other assets you own. Nick, you came in pretty high compared to Seed Phrase, who was buying, I think, in 2020.
But, well, a number of things. One, Seed Phrase, still, if you trade, everyone was oh, yeah, I can just trade it and I'll just use the cost as my original cost. No, you now actually get taxed on that trade based on, although I know no one pays taxes apparently, but let's just assume that we're following the law. That basically at that moment, the market value of your punk is what you essentially just sold it for when you went to go trade it for this other asset. Now, and so that's the cost at which you I don't know the exact math, but it's closer to that than it is to let me just look at my cost basis at the original price. But even still, you're still taking the fair market value is what you need to be comparing it against. Maybe his Wolf Game trade is paid off. How's Wolf Game doing nowadays? We don't hear much about it, but is it still? I'm assuming it's still
active and building, still going. Yeah.
I mean that's actually one of the craziest things. The floor is 0.13, but I'm assuming the wolves are.
Let's see how much a wolf costs. I'm actually curious because
there you go. 1.1. It looks like 1 ETH. 1.09.
That's impressive. It's definitely down quite a bit from its all-time high.
Yeah.
You're also gonna check, are those Gen 0 wolves? Like there's a whole bunch of factors that play into that because they've had multiple iterations of it.
And there's also different assets that you can hold. So it's a bit like
Yeah.
Catan where you can hoard certain resources. So I think just looking at the floor price of the
Nick, you
Wolves
just
of
wouldn't
the
get it.
Sheep
You just wouldn't get it. It's above your head. You just don't understand.
It's
You're
like
not-
burn a Picasso is cool when you own 15 Picassos, but you still just burned a Picasso. I mean, that's just like the reality of it. And so I'm just not at that level. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, Nick, you should totally burn that punk. Who do you think I am? Like, that's like,
You just don't
that's
get
like
it.
50% of my net worth at this point in time, given the action in crypto. So that's just it's just a bad move.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I wouldn't burn a punk if I had one. And shout out to Nick for timing the bottom of CryptoPunks when you bought them. Nick, I feel like we're probably right around the 1-year anniversary or maybe even a little bit after of when you bought your punk. That just occurred to me. I think it maybe even like a 13. You've been a punk owner for like 13 months, 14 months. Amazing how time flies by. Nick bought the punk at the literal bottom of CryptoPunks, ladies and gentlemen. The floor was down at 50 something thousand, but he went above floor to get that VR goggle and that fancy red hair. I'm assuming that's still up because there's a real market for mid-range and rare punks for sure. So
Yeah,
look,
well, I was going to say the VR is around 140 right now.
Damn.
For the floor. But the thing that I was going to say is a lot of people don't know this. I ran into a punk owner on the plane yesterday. I told you all before the show, but a lot of people didn't know about that. One of the keys is when you run into a punk on the street and you realize that they own one, because he saw, apparently I had the phone in my back pocket and he saw the sticker, my punk sticker on the phone. And he was like, you own a punk? And he was like, I own a punk. So what we did was we made out right there, actually, was what happened. That's what you do when you meet a fellow punk owner. So we kissed
start
and
kissing.
you just start a little bit of tongue action. That's just what goes down when you guys run into each other. That's sort of just the things. That's how we greet each other with the butt tap as well as the other part of it.
Spencer, is this true?
Because Spencer's got punks.
It is not.
Me and Spencer have made out. Yep, that's definitely happened.
Oh, look at that. And Clemente just pointed out that the 1-year
deny it.
anniversary. Somebody said 2 truths and a lie. The 1-year anniversary of Nick's punk buy, thank you, Clemente, is the day after tomorrow. So maybe we'll have to do
Oh shit! Look at this.
little
Long-term
Sunday.
capital gains. Let's go, baby.
He's gonna sell it on Monday.
Are you up on that punk?
Yeah, I'm up
Oh, yeah.
$50,000.
Dude, look at you.
Nick, we texted a lot about those punks. I have fond memories of adjusting my price point even lower.
And you know what?
You acted. I'm proud of you doing what I should have done. I definitely would have sold it by now.
Yeah, easy.
know what?
Other deed at 0.6, just giving you that friendly reminder that you
I
need to
know,
buy.
and Vessels at 0.25. It's both are like right in the zone. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to do this damn thing.
Your second
Spencer?
chance, mate.
Oh yeah, I had some sort of quip about, but we've moved on. It's well past it. But you know what? There is something that we haven't moved. Well, we probably have moved on from. But can I comment on something from much earlier?
Yeah, absolutely.
You in the intro, you said you called Easy the dog behind bodegas, not
Oh, I did?
bodegas, and that really changed the meaning. Because you know what? A dog hanging out behind a bodega, it's kind of a different thing. It was changed the whole structure of that sentence. It was really important, and I've been sitting on that the whole show so far. I also have another bit to throw in that I think is interesting, but completely unrelated to what we're talking about. So before we transition to an interesting thing from this auction, the Sotheby's auction, is since that auction happened, there's actually only been like 1 ringer sale, like 2 Chromie Squiggle sales, and 1 Fidenza sale. And that's what's wild to me. I was curious to see if there was going to be crazy secondary market volume. Like it used to be when we had crazy high sales for a collection. If you had a $5.6 million sale on a ringer, that people would go in and buy like floor ringers. And that didn't happen yesterday. And it's one of the most interesting outcomes, I think, of this whole thing of yesterday in the Grail auction, was the lack of like immediate impact of people trying to like create narratives around it on the rest of those collections. Very, very interesting to me. I'd throw that in there.
No, it is interesting. And I can't really say that I'm terribly surprised by the lack of secondary action afterwards, because the market is just in such a rough spot. And I feel like the auction, like the Goose auction, it's separate from just normal day-to-day NFT market buying activity. I feel like it's closer to the traditional art world, where obviously the level of liquidity and the frequency of trades, I have to think, look, I'm not a traditional art market expert, but I have to think it's considerably lower, right? I mean, like in NFTs, you can buy and sell the same thing 50 times in one day. And sometimes with blur farming, you see that, right? It's just kind of a different game with the traditional art world. I want to shout out some highlights from the Sotheby's Grail auction, and then we're going to move on to this BlackRock Bitcoin ETF stuff. But basically, the other sales in the auction, we got that full spectrum Chromie Squiggle that Spencer brought up, $635K. First black and white Fidenza, $609K. Second black and white Fidenza, $622K. An archetype number 397 sold for $330K. So 11 million total in sales, with that Goose selling to Punk 6529 for 6.2 million. I do agree with Spencer that if someone from outside the space had bought it, I do think that the news would have been a bit stronger. However, it happened the way it happened.
Pio, is that the biggest blockchain art sale of all time?
Well, no, I mean, the Beeple Everyday's drop was $69 million.
Oh, yeah, that was completely fake. I mean, it was bought by Metacoven, who owned the B20 token, who Beeple was like a part owner in. So I think that doesn't count, right? But this seems
it was the second highest generative art sale of all time.
And what was the highest, Clemente?
A ringer. A ringer is there's another ringer which is on top. But I think, people keep saying this like outside people to come in. First of all, the LPs are probably from the outside, i.e. they're not people who are in NFTs or crypto full time. Secondly, I think we have actually progressed, because if you look at Beeple's piece when the bidding, Vignesh Sudharensan won, who was obviously in crypto, but the person who he outbid was a Chinese millionaire, the founder of Tron, which is also in crypto. So we are making steps in the right direction if the other bidders actually came outside of the space. And also just to say in any market at that level, when you're really in a niche fine part of the market, it's just more likely that you're going to have buyers who are within the space. You go into classic cars and you're looking at certain Aston Martins, there's probably going to be other people who already own Aston Martins that are coming in to buy the rares. If you look in fashion and you're looking at couture work back from the 1920s, 1930s, there's a very small pocket of people who are buying these assets for investment over time. So it's just more likely in that category, you're going to get similar buyer profiles. But if the other three bidders really were outside of crypto and outside of NFTs, that's extremely bullish for the progression of the space and the fact that there is outside money interested.
And Someone in the YouTube comment said, did all of these sell over their original acquisition price by 3 arrows?
Well, the Goose did. The Goose was over
the Goose did, and Fidenzas did, Chromie Squiggles did, but there are some other bits in the collection that didn't go for the estimates, or just close to the estimates.
Final hurrah.
This looks like a lot less toxic than shitcoin bags they probably have. You know what I mean? This stuff actually has liquidity, and some of it sold for more than peak bull.
Oh no, but this is what I'm saying is not just more than peak bull, but this is.
Hey, is that you, Spencer?
Where?
In the photo with the blue
you're pointing
suit?
to a random bald person. How dare you? That's actually the person you're pointing to is also an NFT fund manager, by the way. I'm pretty sure that's Redbeard.
Okay, shout out to all the bald NFT fund managers. I love
the
it.
meta. I don't know what to tell you.
You're gonna see a female bald fund manager pretty
That's gonna
soon.
qualify.
Beard on this guy. Keep zooming, Clemente.
Any investment that I make at this point is gonna in a fund is gonna have. I'm gonna be like, well, do they have hair? If they do,
Enhance.
Wait, hold on. That person is 314. What number were you? 315?
No, Spencer was 314. That's literally Spencer's power.
Yeah, so that
bidding
is me.
against the
I
other
am the other
guy.
bald guy.
Oh, wait a minute. So ladies and gentlemen, I just need to make sure that the audio listeners can understand. We have a photo from this ARTnews article. The ARTnews headline said that this auction might be the final hurrah for NFTs, right? But the freeze frame, the single frame, has 2 paddles in the air. They're both being held by bald gentlemen. One is number 335. This is Redbeard. Redbeard, and one is his adversary, another bald gentleman named Spencer with number 314. I mean, that moment must have been electric. I wonder if everybody was talking about it and whether we'll see a follow-up. We'll see a rematch.
We know who the better fund manager is because look at the posture of the guy in the green shirt up there who's like in charge. Look at him pointing at and acknowledging Spencer. He's like, okay, this guy's got it first. Maybe I'll go over to Redbeard, dude. But this guy definitely gets the first hit.
Look. I mean, immense respect for Redbeard. Unfortunately, neither of us won this bid. We were both at the gates though. This was because I'll be honest, like, and I'm a little biased here. Obviously, I bid on this one, but I think this was like if you looked at the estimates for the full spectrum Chromie Squiggle were like 200,000. It was like $120,000 to $180,000. And so I know, at least for me, I was like, oh, if this actually goes anywhere near this, right, and not 3x that, which is what it went for, like this is a total steal. So yeah, but it was also one of those moments too where like I'm not a huge like art collector in general for NFTs guy. I tend to trade more PFPs. Redbeard, those guys are Grail art collectors, so it was a really special experience for me to get to bid against and alongside those guys who are sort of the titans of that industry. And I guess now I'm just telling you, the bald fund manager, it's the meta. It is what it is.
Oh, I love it. It's my favorite archetype that I didn't know about before today.
We're doing a round only with bald people. So if you have hair, don't bother reaching out to us. We're not interested.
Testosterone at the end of the day. Like you got to have high testosterone levels to compete in the clicking, buying and selling of JPEGs. It's just facts.
Exactly. Coach said this was for the toupee auction. Shout out to Coach for that comment. That's so funny. Real quick though, I just got to acknowledge, Spencer, you got a paddle. You raised the paddle in one of the top 3 most notable NFT Sotherbys or Christie's, traditional auction house auctions. You're running a fund. You're a young man. You're bald. You had a bald showdown with another bald guy. You're in a good spot, man. I can't wait to see what the next 10 years looks like.
And it's in ARTnews. Like that's that like your someone said frame that picture. I agree. That's just that's just a moment in time that's like really solid.
It's really cool. I love the, like, hey, this was me. I'm not going to dox Spencer's age, but this was me at this point in time. It's really cool. The guy's pointing at Spencer. The guy's like, oh, number 314. He's also bald. Yes. Well, what's your counter? What's your counter?
Yeah, I think you got a real career in this. Honestly, you should like start a live stream, like, twitch.tv auctions of just random NFTs that people have. Some of them are worth a lot, some are not, but everyone comes for that voice right there.
This is also in the barest of bears, basically. At this, well, we're not even to the barest part. Is that even a word? But
yeah,
the barest,
of like a baby coming out of the
barest
you've ever been.
The Burren.
Anyways, the bottom line is we still got potentially deeper to go on the bear right now.
Yeah, you'd like
Spencer's out there fucking throwing down like a boss.
He's raising the paddle. 300. Do we have 300? Number 314, the bald gentleman in the blue shirt. Do we have a counter? 300,000 United States dollars for the black and white Fidenza sold to the other bald fund manager. Sorry, Spencer.
Well, I mean, legend says that Spencer lost because he refused to bid in US dollars. He would only bid in ETH. And so they were like, this number's too low. And he's like, is it?
We don't know what Ethereum is. Okay, anyway, real quick, I mean, we're going to have to get to this trivia in just a second. We've been having too much fun on this show, having the whole including Bunny and Spencer. This is great. We're not going to be able to get to everything here. We'll just
have to.
I just cleared my calendar, so I can go longer if you need me, Coach.
Well, let's do all the questions.
Every single one.
Well, we're not doing the extra questions.
No, I'm not talking. Well, I'm saying we'll get to trivia, Nick. I was just saying Clemente has got a lot of meat on the bone of this call sheet. We got Operation Chokepoint right here. All right, here's a quick question since we have Spencer here. I feel like Spencer's very sober when he thinks about TradFi and what's happening in the world. I'm more tinfoil hat, right? Maybe that's the Bitcoiner in me coming out. The question is, was Operation Chokepoint?
You know it.
Was Operation Chokepoint just a way for institutional capital to buy crypto as a cheaper price? Anytime you're asking me if public-facing messaging from those in power is singularly a way for them to push their own private agendas, my answer is almost always going to be yes. But I'd be curious to know if Spencer thinks, because, you know, BlackRock has now applied for a spot Bitcoin ETF, which, if it's approved by the SEC, would be the first of its kind in the United States. We've been talking about a Bitcoin ETF for a half decade at this point. And there would Coinbase Custody Trust Company and Bank of New York Mellon would serve as custodians for the fund's Bitcoin and fiat holdings. So if this application gets approved by the SEC, can we confirm that Operation Chokepoint 2.0 was designed so that traditional funds can get into these assets that they now recognize as worthy for cheaper prices? Because that's how it works when the immensely powerful people want to get in on something. They try to manipulate the price to get a better price for themselves. Is there anything to that, Spencer?
I don't think so. I mean, like, you can. I think if you want to make an argument for, like, people are furthering their own agenda with Operation Chokepoint, the agenda is like dismissing the allegations that will come up of, like, hey, you were a big FTX donor recipient, and like that is much more valuable to them than any like trading revenue they may make off of this. Like, I think this is more of like Democratic Party trying to distance itself from the whole like FTX donations thing. That's like, if you want the like tinfoil hat, that's a better tinfoil hat to put on, I think, than the like they're trying to pump a Bitcoin spot ETF.
Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, Nick.
Well, I hope
what
that
do you
it
think
performs better than the whatever that bullshit thing was that I bought from Genesis.
Grayscale.
Oh my
GBTC.
God, my GBTC. I got just wrecked on that. I was like, I took my whole that year, whatever SEP IRA or one of the IRA accounts that I had. I basically was just like, I'm gonna put it all into GBTC.
You yeeted it.
Just down 40%, basically, maybe 60%, and I'm just like, what? And I held on, being like, it's got to return to like net. I guess net asset value would be the way of measuring funds. And I'm like, yeah, it's got to return to that, right? And it just never did. And at some point, I'm just like, fuck it, like just get like like take the pain, cut the loss. What's up with your video, Pia?
I got another cord on the way. I don't know what has been going on. I hope it's not that the camera got damaged during moving, but I feel like that's unlikely. I think it's more the cord. We'll see.
Kind of like Glitchard right now. You're like an X copy.
Yeah, live X copy gift. No, I was going to say, so my theory is this, right? Obviously, you know, if you're going to left brain it or right brain it, right? The US market, biggest in the world, they obviously want to capture that. But my tinfoil hat here is that they apply, US will turn around and say no. Then BlackRock or any of these entities have an excuse to go to Europe and Asia and say that we're going to set up our operations here because there's clear regulatory, because there's clear regulation, as other entities have done. But they need to look like that they still want to have operations in the US. So it's very much like, you know, when your partner dumps you and then they leave a toothbrush to say, yeah, we're still here. But really, if you check the cupboards, all the good shoes, all the good hoodies, handbags, and clothes are gone. And they're in London or they're in Hong Kong. But basically, like, BlackRock needs to be seen as proactively trying to have operations in the US. But if it can't be successful, they can say we tried and we're going to do other markets until the US is very clear on where they stand. And then at least we still have our regulatory form there so we can have this fund. Obviously, everything that's happened with Grayscale and everything that's going on now, it's probably looking more unlikely that it will happen. But at least they can say they tried.
Yeah, I mean, I love the take, Sig. Also, Nick, you should have known that when you buy something that's supposed to represent the price of Bitcoin, that when Bitcoin goes up, that thing's just going to randomly go down. That's supposed to make sense to you. Literally, there was one specific instance, I want to say it was late 2020, when Bitcoin went on an absolute tear, and I also had GBDC in my retirement fund or whatever. I was like, why is this down? Like, Bitcoin just 2x.
It didn't make any sense whatsoever. I was like, so who's extracting the money from me right now? Like,
Silver, dude. Like, got a couple mansions.
Where the hell is that going?
Yeah. So, okay. Anyway, we're going to get into this trivia game, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be fun. This might be mayhem. I am going to do it with my fake accent of the auctioneer from Sotherbys. So, a couple things. I see people already trying to front run questions on the YouTube commentary. People are just randomly writing letters like A, B, and C to answer multiple choice questions that haven't happened yet. Don't do that, you bunch of bozos. Don't do it. Okay.
The Discord is also absolute madness. This is going to be chaos.
Okay.
You guys
So
offer people free candy again?
all I'm going to say is I'm glad I don't have Clemente's job right now because he's singularly responsible for managing all this chaos on these other platforms. I'll just deal with the people on stage. So Clemente, I'm going to let our first contestant on stage. Does that sound good? Oh man, I wish we had maybe if we do this again, we'll have our audio guy make a whole like audio thing or whatever. Here, we'll just
Let's bring up a few.
buy, sell, or send it to zero. This isn't buy, sell, or send it to zero, but that's the only segment we have an audio thing for. So there you go. So I'm letting a couple people on stage right now. Hopefully they can connect. We're trying to let Got Bounce come on stage, who I met in person at the Taproot Wizards event. Really good guy. Got Bounce, how you doing, amigo?
I'm good. Can y'all hear me all right?
Now we can hear you, buddy. And I know you're known, Got Bounce is known to claim he's got the fastest fingers in the Discord. He has a number of #1 serial number claims on free NFTs. Is that right, Got Bounce?
Yes, sir. I'm up to 5. You know, I wanted to
What
get
kind of script you using over there, bud?
fingers in the Discord too that keep me on my toes.
There's delay somehow with Got Bounce.
What was that, Kicks?
I said, what kind of script you running over there, dude?
There's not delay. It's that you have the show going somewhere else at the same time, and we're getting that feedback. So throw whatever that other device is into the trash and stomp on it.
That's his TV or his laptop.
Nick is the audio police. I done got Nick mad at me now. Here we go.
That he's certainly the audio police. Next, we have the one and only Mr. Cryptopolis, full-time NFT trader, the self-proclaimed free mint king. It's been a long time since old Cryptopolis over here has come on the show. Oops, I didn't mean to put that music on. Cryptopolis, what's going on, amigo?
What's up, guys? I'm here in Bali. I've been surfing a lot, but every night I pay attention. I'm ready to win, baby. Let's do it.
All right, Cryptopolis. Good to have you back, buddy. We got Sinatra, Soul Sinatra over here. His bio says, if not now, when? What's up, Sinatra?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm locked in. That's all I have to say.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Sinatra. We might have to see if you want to come back on the show in a different capacity. Oh, we got Mirzda. I'm going to follow you back right now, Mirzda. Mirzda's bio says crypto, NFTs, GameFi, DeFi, art, futurism, space, and robotics. You're interested in a lot of stuff, Mirzda.
Just cover it all, man. Just try to cover it all.
Okay, you are a prolific commenter on the YouTube channel. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, no, that's me. That's me here every morning.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, look, we're about to get into it. Clemente, did I miss anything with this intro? Any important info I didn't give out, anything like that?
It's one question per person. You have one shot. If you get it right, you win a VIP ticket. We're going to DM you the mint code in about an hour after the show. So be on the lookout for that. And then for people listening on YouTube and Discord that are going to be answering, because you can also play there, you have to answer with I'm changing it up because I saw people just spamming A, B, C, D. You have to answer with the entire answer in order to win. So we're going to be giving out, Pio, up to 36 VIP tickets today. It's big. It's a big day to win. So I'm ready whenever you are.
Let's go. That's a lot of VIP allow list spots for Bodogos. I'm pumped up right now. Slum Bodog Millionaire.
It's go time!
Slum Bodog Millionaire is the name of this segment. My camera's tweaking out given how pumped I am. My body's doing all sorts of stuff. Let's rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to go. I pick someone, right? I go, Got Bounce. I ask him this question. This question's for Got Bounce. Next question's going to go to Cryptopolis, then Sinatra, then Mirzda. First question for Got Bounce. Got Bounce, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. Got my headphones in, so the audio should be a little bit better.
All righty. What Foreign currency is easy known for purchasing to hedge against the weakening of the United States dollar. Got bounce.
Are you going to give him options?
It is. Oh yeah. You gonna give me some options, or I just got to?
First one is the Cuban peso. Second one is the Russian ruble. Third one is the Chinese yuan. Fourth one is the Singaporean dollar.
I'm gonna go option number 4, Singapore.
So, real quick, I just want to clarify, Clemente, when you select the options, maybe don't go with 3 communist country options where they're not publicly accessible to purchase. And then the fourth, which is the only one that you actively can trade in any sort of functional way. Maybe that's a difficult one. Like you could have been like the euro, the pound, the Singaporean dollar. Then that would have been interesting. Instead, you're like Johnny's random token, North Korean.
Like all in on the Cuban peso.
With the fact that he put the Cuban peso is without question, Nick, in my opinion, the most offensive of the options there. You might as well put like fictional money. You might as well said the currency that they buy in Harry Potter's ecosystem.
Money.
The John Wick coins. All right. Congratulations, Got Bounce. You got it right. It was the easiest question I think anyone could have asked ever. Clemente, you got that. Got Bounce, got it right. And do we have a winner from YouTube and a winner from Discord? Who are the winners on those platforms?
Miguel Ribeiro won on YouTube, and Jux is tracking on Discord.
Aren't you Latino? You can't pronounce.
Yeah, I thought you're
Ribeiro?
Spanish. What the
are
heck?
you serious?
You're like Ribeiro.
Yeah, like what, bro? You literally translate for our South American team for me. What are you doing?
Ribeiro. Ribeiro.
Ribeiro. Never heard that name before. Like, would you just turn into some white guy from like Ohio? What the hell just happened? Okay, anyway.
Is this the Clemente roast show? Because I'm in for it.
It's just weird. Miguel Ribeiro. Like, come on, give me something. Roll your R's a little bit. Okay, here we go. Second question. This one is for the dark man, Cryptopolis, the evil guy. Cryptopolis, what's going on, amigo?
I'm ready, brother. Let's do it.
Let's go. Fresh off the surfboard, he's still got the wetsuit on. What was the name?
This one's now he goes super fucking tough with this question.
All right, so
There's
we're gonna
no in between.
There's gonna be like a 7-second audio countdown that I'm gonna dish out. Also, I know that Cryptopolis will do anything to win. He'll literally kill somebody to win this thing. So I actually think he's gonna get this right through cheating. But whatever, let's do it. What was the name of the very first free NFT that was minted on the nifty.com, our free NFT platform, on March 20th? Was it the first litter? Was it my new best friend? Was it Buddy the Creator? Or was it Buddy's Gifts? 7.
Ooh, that's
6.
a tough one.
5.
5,
4.
4,
3.
3,
2.
2.
Buddy the
7.
Creator.
You got it.
You got it.
Ding, ding, ding. Damn! He got it right there.
Baby.
Damn. That's another allow-less spot. Congratulations, Mr. Cryptopolis.
Oh, good Lord.
Congratulations.
Wait,
These are
did
just the
people
side
win
by
on the
side.
other platforms? I'm looking here. The first one on YouTube.
Biggs FNF.
No.
Shout out
Ham.
to Biggs.
Oh, no, there were actually, wow, there were a lot of responses there.
Shout out to Biggs. I want to shout out where he's from because it's a cool place, but I don't want to dox his location. Although I'm sure no one would go there because Biggs would just take him out. Anyway, any other winners?
He
Clemente?
lives in the ghetto? Like, what's going on there?
He lives where my favorite rapper of all time is from. Go ahead, Clemente.
Where's Macklemore from?
That was very funny. Where's Asher Roth from?
Guys, this
Vanilla Ice?
You guys got to focus. We're on question 2, and it's taking us like 10 minutes.
This is fun. I'm having a good time. I don't care.
So
we're dishing
Biggs-
out a lot of spots.
We're going
Biggs
till
FNF.
noon.
Biggs FNF won on YouTube, and we had Defram7 win on Discord.
Dufresne?
D-Fran? All right. Anyway, Clemente's the champion name pronouncer, ladies and gentlemen. Can't wait to see who wins next. It's going to be like Aaron is going to win next. Jay Quellen. So what NFT? Question 3. This is for Mirzda. Or no, Sinatra. Sinatra, you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Let's go. What NFT collection did Nifty Nick infamously buy during an edition of our favorite segment, Buy, Sell, or Send It to Zero, that he then sold 10 minutes later? So he bought it.
Was it literally 10 minutes? I feel like it took a little bit long. 10 minutes.
Might have been 12 minutes.
Clemente is saying 10 minutes. Wow.
It was
Clemente's
under a
he's
half
got the
hour.
facts, dude. He pulled off the ether scan on that one.
Was it Cool Cats, Gutter Cat Gang, Genuine Undead, or Pixelmon? Sinatra.
Gutter Cat Gang.
No hesitation. He got it right there.
Easy.
Too easy, he says. Congratulations, Sinatra. Clemente, anybody on YouTube get it?
These usernames are insane. Big Peen Gene won that one. Congrats, Gene.
BPG. Gene.
Shout out to BPG.
Gene with the BP.
I can't say I'm surprised that BPG won. That's pretty cool. Yeah, he said, let's go. That's an allow list for you, BPG. We'll be in touch. Anybody in the Discord?
BB Bundy won on the Discord.
BB Bundy. Let's go.
Bundy.
That's what I'm talking about. Somebody said the Nifty portal. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick's not going to buy our NFT and then sell it 10 minutes later during a segment on the show. It's not how it works. Next question is for Mirzda. Mirzda, you ready to cook?
Ready to go. Let's go.
Oh, let's go. Mirzda doesn't have a lot of time, guys. So we better get to it.
Hurry the hell up, man. I got to get back. Come on.
Okay, what is my famous catchphrase when referring to somebody's hot take? Okay, so we're talking about me. What is my famous catchphrase? Is it you're out of your mind, you've lost your marbles, you're out to lunch, or you're crazy, amigo?
What?
I feel like all of them.
This is a tough one. Clemente went from like something that was obvious to one that's like, are you sure this is even right?
Catchphrase.
Let him answer.
I feel like you've said all of those, but you're crazy, amigo. I think you've said the most.
That's the one I would have gone with as well. But
I'm going to side with Clemente, and I'm seeing a lot.
To lunch.
So Mirzda, we're going to give you another shot later in the show because
the answer's that's gnarly, and it wasn't even on there.
No, it's you're out to lunch. But anyway,
to lunch?
Yeah, it's okay, Mirzda, because you're a prolific YouTube commenter. We're going to give you another shot, and I see why you would think the amigo comment would throw you off. This is Clemente's first time doing it, so we're not going to just, take you out back and shoot you, Mirzda. We're going to give you another shot, okay, buddy?
Steph said, Nick, I'm trying to run a show here. I think that's probably the correct answer.
I like that one too. That one's pretty funny. So we're gonna circle back to Mirzda. We're not just gonna take him out back of the barn, if you catch my drift. Next question is gonna be for
real quick. Shout out Isaac Rodriguez and Terry Cherry got that one in the YouTube and Discord.
I'm surprised you knew how to pronounce Rodriguez, Clemente. I'm literally surprised. I thought you would have butchered that one given your previous performance here. Okay, so and someone said I came up with this one. No, I came up with none. This is all Clemente's work. So if you're happy with it, praise him. If you're mad about it, yell at him.
Jux
also helped.
It's
Jux also
that's
helped.
gnarly. There's a sticker in the Discord for it.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, now we're going to go to a prolific member of the Holders Discord.
Real quick, Pio, I'm going to start removing the ones that already answered so we can get more people in.
Okay, leave Mirzda on stage. Congratulations to God Bounce, Cryptopolis, and Sinatra. Leave Mirzda on stage because we're going to give him another shot. And we're going to bring some more people up on stage. So we're going to go to Nydia, prolific member of the community Discord, come star in real life events. Shout out to Nydia. Nydia, how you doing?
Hola, buenos días. I'm doing well. I'm on a plane, so let's do this.
All right, we have someone who actually speaks Spanish, not a fake Spanish speaker like Clemente is today. Nydia, what insect has recently given Kix issues after his move to his new house. And apparently it caused him to lose his underwear for 4 days. I don't remember that
No, it
detail.
was his move after his move to a new house caused him to lose his underwear for 4 days.
You didn't read in the order, the sequence there. The tick stole his. Oh shit!
Oh, there you go, fucking Nick.
I messed that up.
Do you not have any respect for the game, Nick? We're trying to run a show here.
I want to apologize. I said the tick stole his underwear.
Nydia, I think you are going to win anyway. You're also an extremely valued community member. You've also directly asked me for an allow list spot via a private DM. So I'm going to give it to you for being such a badass member of our community. And because that wasn't your fault, that was Nick's fault, like most things in the world are. So congratulations to Nydia. I saw a bunch of right answers on YouTube comments and on Discord comments, Clemente. Who won there?
We had Diesel93 winning the YouTube and Tristan winning the Discord.
Tristan, our mod Tristan. So shout out to Tristan. Good stuff. I'm letting more people on stage. Nydia, we're going to let you get back to your flight. Appreciate you for bringing some actual Spanish speaking onto the show since Clemente forgot how to speak his native language. And thank you for joining. He's going to remove you from the stage. Question 6. This is going to be for Uncle.eth. Longtime listener. Just followed you back, buddy. Not sure why I wasn't following you. Been on the show several times representing a gutter dog. I have a pit bull.
Fucking difficult one here, man. Like, are you serious?
Uncle, are you ready?
Uncle's got it.
I'm ready.
Uncle, this one's hard, dude. I didn't draw this up specifically for you, but this is a hard one. Are you ready for the challenge?
I'm ready. Pressure makes diamonds, as you say.
Hell yeah. So Gary Vaynerchuk is a longtime pal of Nick O'Neill. They've known each other since Nick was a wee lad in his 20s. Gary has gone on to become a massive global star, multi-millionaire, built exceptional businesses, really a household name at this point that has fans that adore him. He's arguably one of the most successful people in the NFT space. His success is incredible. Nick's gone on to do this. Anyways, wanted to have a little fun there. Anyway, Nick's friend Gary Vaynerchuk texted him and said, buy a spectacular VFriends season 2. That was the whole text. I believe at the time we were trying to get Gary to come on the show, and Nick went ahead and bought a spectacular VFriend for $11,000 US. Which spectacular VFriend series 2 was it? Was it the Gratitude Gorilla? Was it the Spontaneous Seahorse? Was it the Adventurous Astronaut? Or was it the Driven Dragon?
It was the Seahorse.
Oh, he got it. He got it. Let's go. Uncle.eth, let's go.
Damn, man.
Damn, son.
I'm listening. I'm here every day, man. I'm here every day.
Congratulations, Uncle. That was dope.
Thank you.
Do you still own
Thank
that?
you guys for the opportunity.
Hell yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
I think I still own the
You haven't
stupid
tax
fucking
loss
thing.
harvested that?
Dude, now it's too late, I think, to tax loss or actually maybe not.
Yeah, it's too late.
Yeah, you have to actually burn it with your punk at this point. It's a bundle.
That's what I'm talking about. Test Tube Teb described that as a half-court shot swish. That was dope. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know if I would have gotten that one. Anyway, that was an awesome performance by Uncle.eth. Clemente, and we got other winners?
Shout out BT and Conscious WW for winning the other 2 channels.
Let's go. Conscious WW. Question. Excuse me. Just burped. Sorry. Question number 7.
No, hold on one sec. So I don't think that's who won here.
Well, it was Biggs, but Biggs already won one.
No, on YouTube, I see an earlier one for the first time. Is that at 10:13 a.m.?
Clemente, are you hosing for the first time?
You're right. You're right.
Wow. For the first time, here's the aforementioned comment right here on screen. For the first time, Clemente was trying to hose you, man. He has it out for you, man. What the hell's going on there? Let him know how you feel for the first time. And now, Clemente, you also have to give it to the other person. Oh, Biggs said he put it out for the one time. Okay, got it. Anyway, we're gonna give it to both of those winners because of Clemente's errors left and right. Question number 7. This is gonna be for Smitty24.eth. His profile picture is the Bodogos Collection logo. His banner is the Dogfather free NFT.
So difficult as well. Like, who the fuck is gonna get this one?
Pierre, I left work for this. Make it easy, man.
Well, buddy, it's not an easy one. So, you know.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Here we go. So, Meme Land, Captains. You probably heard of it. Easy has boasted about his entry price and his exit target quite a bit. We've made jokes about the fictional targets that were posted. This question is about the real entry and the planned exit. What was Easy's entry price and target exit price on Captains, the popular collection in the Meme Land ecosystem? Was it a 6 ETH entry, meaning he bought it at 6 ETH and he said he was going to exit at 9 ETH? Was it a 0.3 ETH entry, meaning he bought it there and he planned on exiting at 10? Was it a 4 ETH entry and he bought it there and planned to exit at 9? Or was it a 3 ETH entry, meaning he bought it at 3 and he planned to exit at 10? 6 and 9, 0.3 and 10, 4 and 9, 3 and 10. Which one?
Okay, so I know it's 10, definitely. And I think it's 4.
You
4
think
entry and 10 exit.
What a Chad.
that wasn't one of the options?
3 and 10 was the option.
B then.
Hold on.
Second one.
D.
No, B, the second one.
0.3 and 10?
Yeah, I don't think you didn't mean. Yeah, no.
No. Can you name them again, please, Pierre?
Yes. 6 and 9, 0.3 and 10, 4 and 9, 3 and 10.
6.9 and 10.
So I'm sorry, but that's
3 and 10. Sorry.
3 and 10.
There we go.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
That was a lot of numbers. You got it. You got
Sorry,
it, buddy.
man.
No.
Thanks, bud.
Don't
Now I can go
apologize.
back to work.
Tell
Absolutely.
Clemente to write a question that's proper rather than some like complex math formula here that you're trying to figure out.
Technically, 0.3
I just
and
asked
10 was
ChatGPT,
also
actually.
Well, congratulations, Smitty. Good
Cheers,
stuff.
guys.
I hope that was based on blockchain, Calente, and not what Easy tells you.
It was actually 0.004269 and 10.
All right, so we're gonna go to
That's what
Mirzda.
Elite says. Is this the
way MJ won. He was the one that answered it properly according to the answers that were available. And shout out Allison in the Discord.
There we go. We're gonna go back to Mirzda. So this is Mirzda's second shot, okay? Because I forget what happened, but something happened, and I want to give Mirzda a second shot. Who is known for their anger-filled rant? I think it was a joke, but I guess it was angry. It was a joke. The anger-filled rant against a local salad shop called Sweet Greens. Was it Signal? Was it Easy? Was it me? Or was it Kicks? Mirzda.
You didn't give me an option?
I believe it was Nick.
But that's not one of the 4 answers, Mirzda.
Clemente saved you.
Okay.
Was
Give me
it
the 4
Signal,
options again.
Easy, Kicks, or me as in PO?
Theo. You.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah.
Another W. Mirzda got it right. Shout out to Mirzda, prolific YouTube commenter. Really happy that he got that. I was worried for a second. Got saved by Clemente by not having Nick as an option there. There we go. Next question is going to be
the winner on YouTube. CEO.
I'm Batman on Discord.
All right. Hell yeah. We got KingKel.soul. King Kel, how you doing, buddy?
What's poppin', y'all? I'm good.
All right. You ready?
Appreciate you having me up.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right. On 4/20, April 20th, Nifty Nick made a bet with Kicks that he would do this actively if the portal, our NFT, the ETH NFT, which will eventually be the ETH PFP, are over a 1 ETH floor on April 20th, 2024.
Over or below?
Over.
Over.
What was the activity? Was Nick going to shave his head? Was Nick going to smoke a Philly blunt live on air? Was Nick going to get his ears pierced? Or was Nick going to get a Gutter Cat Gang tattooed on his arm? Which one? Shave head, smoke a Philly, get his ears pierced, get a Gutter Cat Gang tattoo.
That man was gonna light a fat Philly.
Ding, ding, ding. He's correct. King Cal won. Good job, King Cal. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Did we say Philly? I just thought it was a blunt.
Yeah, but then you went on a rant about how you used to smoke Philly blunts in like 1986, and we're like adamant that those were still a thing. So we just kind of let it go.
You named a bunch of stuff that was relevant in the early 2000s, Nick, and we thought that was pretty
Someone
funny.
commented in the Discord.
Well, it was actually the
I thought it was
90s,
smoke crack on stream.
There were
a lot of answers that said smoke crack, but I think Mike Knight is the first one that said smoke weed.
There you go. So Mike Knight won. Okay. We only got a couple more questions. We got 3 more questions. So we're going to go to Bongo NFT community
Wait.
manager.
I'm sorry. Real quick. Bongo, didn't you already win one?
I'm here to show my expertise.
Bongo. Bongo, you already won, buddy. I think we're going to remove you on stage because for now.
Wait. Can I answer the question and give it to someone else?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
double
can
it
do
and
that.
pass it to the next person?
Yeah, you can pick somebody. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. We got 3 more questions, so it's going to be Bongo and then 2 more. Okay. And Clemente, if you want
to ask me if I'm ready?
Are you ready?
Oh, dude, I'm more ready than those boiled eggs that needs eat in the morning.
Holy shit. Did you just randomly? This is
Bongo
ridiculous.
does not miss an episode, bro. Bongo is here
Hold on.
every day.
You know what the next question is?
What is Nifty Nick's favorite breakfast food? Bongo.
Yo, give it to me. I deserve a second one, okay? I didn't even know it was.
What were the odds that you actually answered? Like, what the hell?
Bongo, did you hack
hack us?
Clemente's computer and get this call sheet?
Funny enough, I'm the only one with 2 of the same NFT. I have 2 Poggies bodies in my wallet.
Fun fact.
Why are you ducking the question about hacking this call sheet, Bongo?
No, I didn't hack anything. The picture of Nick eating eggs is stuck in my head, and like once I wake up, that's the first thing I see, and then I come to the show and I see Nick, and I have to. I don't know, man. It's tough.
Well, you got it right.
I'm sorry.
Well, no. Well, here. We'll add a modifier to it. Which way does Nick face when he eats the boiled egg on stream? Straight to his right or to his left?
He's not.
It doesn't matter.
Looks like
who's left? 100%. Nick, every time you lean like
To his
this,
left.
then you bite it.
left.
It's actually to his
left. That's
no.
To
It's
his
actually
left,
my
our
left.
Right. It's
Yeah.
our right, his left.
Our video's inverted actually
Yeah.
here. So when I'm turning left,
It's to the left of his microphone.
Yep, to the left of his microphone. Correct. He always.
Wow. Well, Bongo, I'm creeped out by this whole exchange because you literally got the answer to the question before we asked it. But congratulations. Who are you dishing out the allow list to?
I don't know. Can I do a giveaway in my page?
Clemente said, yeah. I'll let Clemente sync with you on that and worry about the admin that goes with that. Do your thing. Congratulations to Bongo. Anyway, 2 more questions. So we're going to go to Dick Doofus. I recognize that name because it's pretty memorable. Dick Doofus, are you ready?
I'm absolutely ready. Thanks for having me up. Let's go.
All right. What card game could you find Spencer playing in his free time? Is it Pokemon? Is it Go Fish? Is it Magic the Gathering? Or is it Yu-Gi-Oh?
Go Fish.
Yeah, I have no idea. So let's go fish.
Unfortunately, Dick Doofus, that is incorrect. I'm sorry, Dick Doofus. Somebody has to not get it right. So I'm sorry, Dick Doofus. That is what it is.
Spencer, after a long day of work, just gets down for a good game of Go Fish, dude. Just can't get enough of the game.
Nick set me up though.
Yeah, Nick.
I'm sorry. Well, I didn't mean to set, dude. Okay, but you got second guess. What is it?
Magic the Gathering.
You got it.
Correct.
You got it. And Nick,
Yeah, let's go.
again, Nick interfered with the game, and so
Nick will give you one of his floor bodagos that he meant. Don't worry about it.
There you go. All right, we got Diesel 93 on the YouTube. Got it. Dick Doofus gets it on the second try after tampering, collusion from Nick. Last one. We got our last one, and we're gonna go to Ellie.jpg for the last one. Ellie, are you ready?
Sure am, man. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Before rocking a pudgy penguin or a little pudgy, what was Signal's profile picture? Was it an Azuki bean? Was it a moonbird? Was it a mutant ape? Or was it a creeps?
Oh, come on. That one's easy, man. That's a moonboard.
All right. Congratulations.
Damn! There we go.
I was thinking maybe she switched to a bean for like 2 days in between. It was a trick question.
Nah, man, I was a moonbird for a long time. Well done, mate. Well done,
all the way
mate.
down and
That put me down to a penguin. I can never fly.
Well, there we go. Look, shout out to all the winners of today's show. Some of them had some help from Nick. Some of them predicted the answer to the question before the question was asked, and I still don't have clarity on how exactly that happened. But anyway, that's been our show. There's going to be more opportunities to win a Lao list for Bodagos. The drop is imminent. Thanks to everyone for listening. If it's your first time listening, we do the show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Eastern time each and every week. If you're looking on YouTube, Nick's got some pretty cool stuff in his hand. I wonder what that is. I don't know. It looks pretty cool to me. It was great to have Nick back. It was great to have Spencer letting us know what that in-person experience was like over at Sotherbys for the Goose sale. Share the show with your friends. Go on YouTube to see our beautiful faces. Share it. Subscribe on YouTube. Share the audio podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you find your podcast. You can find all the links to all this stuff in the NFT Morning Show Twitter account, which is the host of this show. Again, shout out to all the winners. We appreciate your support. We're going to keep